qualifiers, and the battle in Group C between Türkiye and Serbia. Also Switzerland and Bosnia and Herzegovina squaring off tonight. Türkiye and Serbia met just a few days ago, and Türkiye won that one 82-78. And after that result, the 12 Giant Men were alone at the top of the standings ahead of Serbia at 2-1, Bosnia and Herzegovina at 1-2, and Switzerland, who almost upset Serbia when they met in the previous window. They're down at the bottom at 0-3. So what can happen tonight? Well, Türkiye have the best chance of clinching a spot in the second round. They will do so if they win. But even if they lose, they could still clinch a spot if Bosnia and Herzegovina win against Switzerland. Meanwhile, Serbia can clinch a spot in the second round with a win if also Bosnia and Herzegovina win their game against Switzerland. So it's all about surviving, but also about getting in as strong, as enviable a position as you can to have as many wins and points under your belt by the time the second round is complete. You got to go step by step, though, and step by step means you start in the first round, and sometimes it can be a tough old haul to make it just to the second round. Just ask Switzerland about that right now. Türkiye, they have also had some issues over the years, but this has been a good campaign for them. They have proven to be a formidable national team, perhaps building on the confidence of beating Serbia last year at the FIBA Eurobasket in Riga, and then making it all the way to the final before falling to Germany. Serbia, nothing needs to be said about these guys that people don't already know. They are a powerhouse basketball nation, always have been, always will be. They made it to the final of the World Cup in 2023. They almost beat the USA in the semifinals at the Olympics. They had a disappointment last year, losing to Finland at the Eurobasket after falling to Türkiye, but they will always be among the favorites in any competition that they take part in, and they certainly expect to make it to the World Cup. But a loss tonight could start raising a few eyebrows with respect to Serbia. So a lot more pressure, I think, probably on them coming into this game. But Türkiye has the pressure of playing at home and knowing that they have a great opportunity ahead, and looking to prove that their recent great form is no fluke. So Ergin Ataman getting ready to call the shots for Türkiye. His counterpart, Dusan Olimpijevic, also with strong connections to Türkiye because he is the coach at Besiktas. Right now, the teams are on the court for the national anthems.
First, the national anthem of Serbia, Sırbistan Ulusal Marşı. And now the national anthem of Türkiye, İstiklal Marşımız.
National anthems have been played. A lot of excitement here in the city where East meets West, and anybody that follows basketball knows this is one of the hotbeds of basketball. One of the where you want to get the heartbeat of the game. You come to this incredible city, which hosted the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2010. Referees for today: Luis Castillo La Roca of Spain, De Cruci, Paulo Marquez from Portugal on the left, and Martin Horzov from Bulgaria on the right. And we do have some changes in the lineup, especially for Serbia. They would appear to be even more formidable this time. So their starting five will be Nemanja Dangubic, who didn't play the other night, and also Aleksa Vramovic, who didn't play. So they come right into the starting five, along with Ognjen Dobric, Dejan Davidovic, and Luka Mitrovic. And Miljanovic comes off the bench tonight, as does Bogoje Markovic, the sensational youngster who played for coach. Of course, making adjustments is part of it. What's going to give you an edge that maybe you're looking for after falling the other night. And I'm sure also that Coach Ataman is going to be making some changes throughout this game. Will it be in his starting five? Well, he's got Seamus Hazard in the starting five tonight, along with Cedi Osman, Tariq Biberovic, Ercan Osmani, and Omer Yurtseven. And Verson, Sider, Shanley, Arslan comes into the team tonight. Urlu, Korkmaz, and Bitim all coming off the bench. So the only change for Ercan Ataman is that Can Korkmaz is out and Yiğit Arslan comes in. Can Korkmaz did not play the other night, nor did Furkan Korkmaz. And that, my friends, is the Naismith Trophy. And the team that wins the FIBA Basketball World Cup will lift it after they win the title. We saw the last team to do that was Germany in Manila after they won that hard game against Serbia. And, well, you know, we live in a different world these days. As the referee, Luis, I'm not sure, I think he's speechless, not sure exactly what to say. Okay, he's just going to walk away. That's probably the best thing to do. Kind of a loss for words looking at that, to be honest. So teams, players huddle up and get ready, and it was just a fantastic game the other night. Türkiye really established themselves early in that game, and they needed every bit of lead that they built because Serbia came back. Türkiye led by 15 points. Serbia came back to tie it late in the fourth quarter, and then Türkiye ended up getting across the finish line. Well, good evening, everybody. We are underway here. Serbia at Türkiye tonight in Istanbul, and the 12 giant men, Türkiye, wearing the white and attacking the basket to the right on your screen and winning that opening tip. Biberovic, who was outstanding the night, gets it inside to Omer Yurtseven. And Yurtseven scores. Got some good minutes at the Eurobasket, but with Alperen Şengün there, he didn't play as much, but boy was he good against Serbia in the game the other night in Belgrade. Now Alexa Avramovic, and he gets the ball out to Davidovic, who knocks down the three. Avramovic has had many big plays, and there's Yurtseven coming in and dunking it. And fast start for Ömer Yurtseven. Avramovic dumps it off to Mitrovic. And foul at midcourt by Dangubic. Osmani, excellent player. You go back to 2010, and of course, and these two countries squared off in what was one of the most famous basketball games of all time, for my money. A game that Türkiye edged to make it to the final. Just an incredible basketball game. There's a drive, and Hazer misses. Good defense. Dobric pushes it quickly, goes down and scores despite the hustling Cedi Osman. Going side by side. Osman, and he's fouled. So Cedi Osman will go to the line. He also had a great game. So he's going right at Mitrovic, and I think Osman fortunate to get to the line there. Didn't look like Mitrovic made too much contact. Definitely swiped at the ball. So Cedi Osman's first attempt rims out. Such a important figure in Turkish basketball, the current setup. Cedi Osman, he is the captain, but also the quality that he brings. And imperative that he be with this team for as many of these games as possible. The fact that he's playing twice against Serbia has been huge. And there's a foul. Lipijevic coaching away over there on the sideline. So Biberovic with the foul. Avramovic gets it back into the middle to Mitrovic. Excellent play by Serbia. They come in laser focused in this game, and also with the additional quality of Avramovic, which is already on display. Yurtseven back outside. Hazer for three. Rattles out. Yurtseven with the putback. What a factory he's become in this team. 6 of his team's 7 points. Avramovic goes in. Dobric goes back to Mitrovic, and Yurtseven gets the block. But Mitrovic gets it, hands it off to Dobric. And it's Osmani that comes down with the rebound. Osmani backs up, swings it over to Hazer for three. Got it! And Türkiye take the lead. Avramovic goes in, tries to make the pass this time, throws it away. Osman pulls up, and it's long. Dobric for three, yes! Here's Yurt-7 again. That's going to be tough to stop. And he's fouled. And that's one time when fumbling the ball away did him a favor. He collected it. And then he went up, and Dangubic had no option but to hit him. He got away with the contact the first time. And then there it seemed like there was less contact, but they still made the call. Look at Yurt-7 on both ends of the floor. And maybe the big question is, will Serbia have anything to compete with the big man? Because right now he's making the difference. Dangubic goes out, Cedi Osman goes out. Bitim, Onuralp Bitim comes in for Türkiye. And Tanaskovic comes in for Serbia. Lakic also in for Serbia. Avramovic. Wow. Berovic backs up, fades a little, and picks right up where he left off in Belgrade. Avramovic, no, he got close, and there is a foul on Lakic. Yeah, got him hard on the left arm. So Bogia Markovic comes in for Davidovic. Oh, they whip it down low, and Yurt-7 goes in for the jam. The Giant. And truly the giant of the 12 giant men, Yurt-7. With the powerful one-handed flush. And that leads to a timeout by Serbia, who seemed to start well, but here they are finding themselves down by 5 points.
Da ne prima loptu dole. Zbog bilo čega, da ne prima loptu na short roll ili na bilo šta, ne možemo da ga ustavimo. Da primi loptu. Sad pričamo, ljudi govorili da se napade. Ima 4 loptu, idi u deny, da ne primi short roll, molim vas. Ne možemo da ga zaustavimo. Već nam pravi problem. 11 pojena nam je dao za 5 minuta.
Kist ide druga, stani, treba mi 34 su osvali. 34 su osvali.
Well, Yurt-7 just seems to be wreaking havoc on every trip down the floor. Has really developed under Ataman at Panathinaikos, and obviously had the luxury of being with him at the Eurobasket as well. So Ataman knows exactly what he's got in number 77. And sometimes you have to be patient with the big guys. No, Yurtseven, the big name for a long time. Certainly showing like worthy of the hype that we had heard about him in recent seasons. Maybe not before, but definitely now. Here's a foul on Bitten. Vramovic gets in high off the glass, and the putback. Excellent work by Tanaskovic. Seems like the plan is to have Vramovic drive whenever possible. So the Serbians know they've got to be pounding the boards in case he misses. Biberovic for three. Not this time. Three-pointer for Vramovic. Well, and the long rebound. Chase down by Dobrits. And Vramovic passes to Dangubic, and the foul. In fact, I think it might be Markovic. It is indeed Bogoje Markovic. Who had the sensational first meeting. First foul on Ercan Osmani. Hauser gets it down the floor quickly. Osmani doesn't settle, drives in, and he gets met at the rim by Markovic. Serbia launch it from deep, and it's Yurtseven that brings down the basketball. And this time, Yurtseven says, I know I'm good, but I can't reach back and get that pass. Osmani thought he was going to put him on a poster, and Bogoje Markovic says, I'm the new star in town. Get that out of here. Tanaskovic missing that one. But you just feel the tension in this game. Yitzhak Cyber in the game, makes the pass down low. And the message from the bench is get it inside to Yurtseven every time down the floor. Biberovic, high arcing three. My goodness, that is beautiful. Been playing his best basketball for this Turkish national team in this window. He's had some big games before for Turkey, hit some game winners. Foul before the shot. Tanaskovic will not be getting free throws on this occasion. Look at this. I'm fairly certain that over there on that Serbia bench, they're happy to see the big man, Yurtseven, go out of the game. But again, Türkiye had the benefit of bringing Shanley into the game now. And that is another high-quality player. A little bit different. Maybe more of a stretch five, albeit he can compete down low. Vramovic back in. Rested and ready. He puts it up. Long rebound. Lakic hands it back off to Vramovic. Here he goes again. Knifes his way in. Passes back outside. Ristic. And a foul called on Bitim. And Bitim needs to be careful how he addresses the referee. Yeah, that's what he saw. His arm around him and grabbing the shorts. Exactly what he's saying. Well, fascinating. This is one of the real talking points in this window, is the play of this young man. You know, people are watching. He is a talent. And the way he was able to lead this team in the games of the night. He was not afraid of the big stage. And he makes the free throw and makes it a one-point game. Perfect at the line tonight. Berk Erlu played well for Türkiye. Back in the game. Piberovic again. Oh my, he just feels it, doesn't he, folks? There have been some players in this window for several countries that just don't seem to miss. He's one of them. Vramovic takes it in, passes, and Markovic goes up for the dunk. 7 points already off the bench for Bogoje Markovic. He's played under 4 minutes. And nice drive in response by Bitim. Very athletic. Vramovic again. Goes down looking for the foul, doesn't get it. About a 3.5-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock. Piberovic, they know he wants to get it up. He does get it up. Oh my! Call the fire department, folks. There is smoke coming off that man's fingertips. He is just on fire. Look at this. No doubt he was going up with this one. $11 points already for Tarik Piberovic. Three of 4 from three-point range. And Türkiye lead at 28-21 at the end of quarter one. Now, three-point shooting is a factor right now. 4 of 7 for Türkiye, just 2 of 9 for Serbia. But shooting, both teams shooting well inside the arc and at the free throw line. Well, Yurt 7 allowed Türkiye to get a foothold in this game from the start. This was a strong break by Dobric. Hazar, once Türkiye got the momentum, knocking that down. Dobric again, one of the most experienced players in this team. And Vramovic has imposed himself on the game. He just hasn't made his shots. Again, the no look down to Yurt 7. There's the drive and the miss. And the foul down low. So Stefan Momirov with the foul. So Cyber, Shanley, Biberovic, Bitim, and Erlu in the game for Türkiye. Miljenovic, Markovic, Ristic, Lakic, and Avramovic. And sweet spinning move for number 10, Bitim. That's twice now, going to the basket. The lead is 9. And nowhere to go for Markovic that time. Tantalizing. Good job, Shanley, with the rim protection at the end. And the air ball now, Biberovic hangs up. Look out! Bitim leaked out early. A snowbird. And Biberovic spotted him down the floor. And nice sweet stroke from Miljenovic. Biberovic down low to Shanley, back outside, they swing it, Erlu for 3. Bitim, oh, looked like he had it, but Miljenovic comes up with it. Dangubic gives it over to Markovic. And again, he misses. Erlu fouled by Miljenovic. Well, the question I have on that one, is that a basketball foul? Is that a play? It's almost like an unsportsmanlike. There's Bitim going in for the jam. I mean, Miljenovic commits that foul, but surely you have to be reaching for the basketball. Excuse me, that was Momirov. And Osman drives in and takes it up to 34-23. Well, Cedi Osman, been with this national team for so long. And a push down low. Of course, he was on the map back in 2014 when Türkiye played in Bilbao at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Look at Markovic here and runs into Osman. First foul, Cedi Osman. Miljenovic hands it off. Luka Mitrovic spins, turns, goes with the left hand, swooping in, and nothing going for Dangubic on that one. It was blocked by the underside of the backboard. Markovic this time fouls Cedi. Erlu sits down. Ataman getting a lot of players involved early. Cedi steps back. That was long. Dobric, the jumper. Ball saved in bounds. Goes off of Türkiye, off Seamus Hazer. Mitrovic gets it in, and then Seamus Hazard definitely touched it last. Crowd raining down boos. Mitrovic, here they come for the jam. Dangubic. Cedi Osman. Drive, spins. Oh. Maybe forced that one a little bit too much to Cyber. You can see what they're trying to do, but it was a tight window to make that pass. Meanwhile, great passing game by the Serbians. The double team comes, somebody's got to be open. So you anticipate the double team. Oh, and second team foul in the quarter on Shanley. And Yurtseven is going to come back to the game. Sertaç Şanlı had a spell playing with Barcelona. Back in Türkiye now, playing for Besiktas. Oh, nice play. Abramovich getting it back, passing out the Dobric. Well, Serbia right now just 2 of 12 from three-point range. And it's allowing Türkiye to have this comfortable lead. Now with Yurtseven back in the game, they've got to deal with that problem. Here he is, posting up. Mitrovic, what can he do? Yurtseven goes and gets fouled again. They can't do anything with him. He catches it. He gets the ball up high, and then it's going to the basket with that soft touch. Look at that. He got hit on the right elbow. I mean, that is a picture right there for the wall. Look at this again. Look at that. His improvement has been off the charts. So timeout Serbia.
Rizikujemo low pass na rotaciju da seče. Šta radimo sada kad primi loptu, ili idemo na... Fire, sada baseline. Dakle, slušaj, kad god smo kreirali sa strane na stranu, kad god smo išli side to side, svaki put viša. Aleksa, iz tebe traku, izbanci pas, stani, ne, dobar je bio. Dva driblinga, rekao sam mu, dva driblinga, short throw. A mora da se stanite, mora da se pojavi dio od vas.
Well, Yurtseven, as you see Baberovic here, we saw him on the bench coming out and picking right up where he left off the other night when he was 5 of 10 from three-point range. Tonight, he's 3 of 4. Oh, he's sticking the tongue out like MJ. He's definitely feeling confident. Of course, Yurtseven, he did play 113 games in the NBA. Miami, Utah, back in Europe right now, but I wouldn't say it's going to be a huge surprise if he ends up going back to the States, judging from what he's doing now. But to be honest, he's developing so well. It's probably better for him to stay here. Here we go, driving in and getting the block. It goes off of Yurtseven. I mean, maybe he would go back eventually. I guess the decision will be in his hands, because anybody watching him play tonight will be doing so with raised eyebrows. Look at that. He's doing it on both ends of the court. Vramovic struggling to find his touch. You remember Ömer Aşık when he played for Türkiye, played in that famous game, in fact, in 2010, that unforgettable game. He really became a force both for this Turkish national team and for the Houston Rockets. And sadly, an illness kind of brought an end to his career, but he played well enough to have a legendary Turkish career. There is Olympievich growing frustrated by the minute, trying to get some form in his team. They're able to come back at home. Here's the dump, and Cyber puts it up and in. He's a lefty. I mean, we've seen enough evidence in these qualifiers that you got to play all 40 minutes because so many comebacks have happened. It has been an incredible window, maybe the best window of European qualifiers ever. And there's the bounce pass, Dangubic intended for Tanaskovic. Hazer keeps the low dribble to Jetty. Shot clock winding down. And Yurtseven, he's just feeling so good. He's going straight to the basket, and this time he gets the contact. Look at this. He really is just playing at a different level right now. Yurtseven had the other night 14 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block. And right now he has 14 points, 2 rebounds, now 15 points, 2 rebounds, and he has at least 1 block. No, he's got 2 blocks already. So already having a better game tonight. He's got 16 points. He scored 14 in Belgrade. Oh, good play. They pass it, get the touch pass out to the corner, and Tanaskovic with the rebound. That is a foul on Bittin. Of course, Türkiye has a real history with his Tanaskovic, rubs his head with the great bigs, and even guys that are huge, that aren't true centers, your traditional centers like Mehmet Okur. Semih Erden certainly had his moments with Türkiye. Hüseyin Besuk. I know I'm missing a couple. I'm just going to double check some obvious ones. Here he goes again. Yurtseven takes his time. This time Turkey or Serbia survive, and Miljanovic goes down and he scores. Forced that ball up and got it to go. What a sequence for Serbia. They finally get the stop. Mirsad Turkan, who I was thinking of. Legendary player for Türkiye. And Baberovic kind of limps off the court and taking a Tanaskovic, or no, excuse me, Lakic. So it's Lakic lying down. And it looks like Baberovic is going to be okay, but he'll go to the free throw line. Cyber goes out. That's the kind of guy you want with you if you have to get down in the trenches and battle away. And Baberovic misses the free throw. The lead is 11. 3:25 to go in the first half. That one play by Miljanovic, you know, they got to stop. Then he went down on the break. Potential for a little bit of a comeback here for Serbia. Does make one of two. Dobric flies in, misses. Oh, look at that play. Dobric just took it right away. Baberovic can't fall asleep with Dobric around. Great play by Dobric. Davidovic drives in, puts it up. Excellent work. Oh, look at this. It opens up for Jetty. Goes in for a layup. .220 remaining. 5 points for Jetty Osman. Hasn't been required to score a lot yet. Dobric for three. Gets it to go. That guy will never stop. Even during what's been sort of a difficult game for him, he will still come out and play hard. Well, Dobric's 2 of 5 from the floor, so before that he was 1 of 4. Both of his makes, and that was Dobric feeling it. And Yurtseven continues to be a factor in this game, both good and now bad. So the moving screen on Yurtseven gives it back to Serbia. That's his second foul, by the way, Yurtseven. Miljanovic between the legs, gets free, puts it up and in. Another big shot for number 3. 7 points. Osmani, he's been quiet, fouled by Davidovic. Well, it is kind of a difficult call. Looked like he might have gotten to the spot on time. Osmani takes a deep breath, makes the free throw. There's an Osmani. That's his first point of the game, in fact. And the second. .126 to go. Crucial part of this game. Serbia would like to get a little bit of momentum here before halftime. Ristic takes the inbound pass. And they're able to get it to the corner to Dobrits. And Osmani called for the foul, so free throws coming for Miljanovic. Miljanovic makes the first. He's had a good second quarter. 8 points, all coming recently. And does make the second as well. So 9 points now. It's a 7-point game. Berovic pushed down low, so he's going back to the free throw line. Well, called the push on Ristic. So for Ristic, that's his first foul. Bogir Markovic is back in the game. He's got 2 fouls. And Berovic sinks the first. Good 7 out. Remember, he has the 2 fouls, and I'm guessing Ataman doesn't want to take a chance for him to get another one. So it's Birsen, Hazar, Osman, Berovic, and Osmani in the game for Türkiye. Avramovic back in the game. He's got 2 points, but also has 5 assists. Basketball inbounded to Mitrovic. Quickly gets up the floor, give and go. How about that play? Wow. Back to a 7-point game. Nowhere to go for Hazar. He gets to the line, passes back. Metejan Bersin. Hazar has to take a shot from deep, and Serbia knew it was coming, and Miljanovic took the ball right away. But Türkiye are going to come up with the last possession. And they're going to, well, are they? And Cyber, I think, rushed the shot. Tried to score with a dazzling reverse, and it means Serbia now have possession. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's made that shot before, but it's probably not a high percentage shot, even as a layup per se. So Serbia, who have trailed by as many as 16 points, can cut this gap to 5 right now if he makes both of these. And crucially, Serbia perfect at the line. 9 of 9. Oh, jinxed it, but then they come in and get the rebound and put back. Abramovich. How quickly things change. Unbelievable. When is a good time to miss a free throw? When you know you're going to get the offensive rebound and put back. And it feels like Serbia have gotten out of jail. Türkiye lead it 48-44 over Serbia with the momentum. Well, Ataman quizzing the referees. Are you sure that Abramovich didn't jump in there too soon? And the numbers similar, but clearly Serbia the better team over the last 5 minutes of that second quarter. Rebounded Türkiye. Here's 7 with 16 to lead all scorers. Biberovic has 14. Miljanovic and Dobric doing very well for Serbia. Well, for the longest time, this guy was running the show for Türkiye. Just no answers from Serbia regarding him, but there were opportunities that Serbia seized. Dobric getting down on the break. Hitting this three. And we also saw Abramovich get down to score. A little fade from Biberovic. Nice no look inside to Yurtseven again. And Biberovic just feeling it big time, knocking down threes. Cyber catching it, spinning and turning. But Miljanovic on this drive, that was huge. You just felt like this kind of changed the complexion of the game because he got to the line, completed the three-point play, and Turkey built on that play. Excuse me, Serbia built on that play and closed the gap to just 4 points at halftime. Well, Stefan Miljanovic leading the way with 9 points for Serbia at halftime, and a vital contribution there at the end to bring his team right back into it. Because for the first 15 minutes, Türkiye were the better team, and at one point looking like they were going to be in complete command at halftime. But he really played well, and they have cut the gap to just 4 points. And Omer Yurtseven has been really good, 16 points in the first half, doing all of his damage around the basket, but also at the free throw line. Well, Türkiye leading at 48-44 at halftime, and I'd say there's a high probability. I mean, it's almost kind of inconceivable that both of these teams will not advance to the second round. So just looking down the road, their group, which also includes Bosnia and Herzegovina and Switzerland, who are 0-3, will play the teams from Group D, which includes Lithuania, Iceland, and Italy, and Great Britain. And of course, you get the 3 teams. So 3 teams from Group C will go and play 3 teams from Group D. And the top 3 from each of the 4 second-round groups will qualify for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Lithuania, who had that bitter loss at Iceland the other night, blowing a 21-point lead, avenged that setback with a 99-82 win tonight over Iceland at home. Georgia have also gotten another win over Denmark, 89-60. And Romania trying to hold on against Portugal. Greece also trying to avenge their loss against Montenegro. Bosnia and Herzegovina, who are in this group, are up by 16 points on Switzerland at halftime. And Great Britain playing much better on the road at Italy than they did at home, where they were blown out in Newcastle against Italy, Spain, and Ukraine also will be tipping it off in about a half hour. So Biviric with 14, Yurtseven 16, Bitsem with 6 points for Türkiye. And can't help but feel like Türkiye have let Serbia off the hook. Yeah, I mean, you never feel entirely safe if you're taking on Serbia. I mean, you always feel like they can come back, but just looking at the face of Ergin Ataman as they walked off the court at halftime, it was almost as if they had kind of blown it in a way. He was certainly not happy with the cyber shot right at the end, which then led to Serbia going down and scoring. And you can only assume that Serbia will maybe make some adjustments and prevent that man from having the type of performance that he had in the first half. Now, Miljanovic, meanwhile, really came to the rescue for Serbia there, as did Dobric late in that first half. The Serbia have had some close games in these qualifiers. You go back and you look at what they've been through. They came from behind against Switzerland. Scan in the QR code to get the FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers app so you can have all your schedules, results, live updates, videos for all of the qualifiers. When Serbia won that first game, they trailed by 23 points against Switzerland at home and came back to win at 90 to 86. And then in their next game against Bosnia and Herzegovina, they won 74-72. And Bosnia and Herzegovina had led by 9 in that one. And then, of course, their last game was a close one as well, but they lost to Türkiye. Now, this one promises to be close as well. I guess that's probably better for us. Makes it a little more thrilling going down the stretch. Second half underway here in Group C. Both teams hoping that by the end of the night, they will be qualified for the second round. Osmani misses with the jump shot. Oh, Avramovic goes down. And a little shaky Avramovic. And the ball batted away. Shot clock down to 4. Dobric gets it up at the stripe. And Yurtseven down with the rebound. Might have gotten away with a push on Mitrovic, Yurtseven. Hazard, they leave him open. He's got it. And the lead goes back to 7. He made those crucial free throws at the end of the game in game 1. Seamus Hazard. Now Davidovic gets into the paint. Looks like it was deflected. Yeah, that ball is hit out of bounds off by Türkiye, off by Osmani rather. Dangubic missing it from the corner. Biviric thought for a moment about pulling up and then going all the way and elected not to. Yurtseven, the help comes, out it goes. Osman. Yurtseven keeps it alive and gets the rebound. And Mitrovic reaches in and is called for the foul. Mitrovic got a lot of ball there, but referee is seeing that hand come down on it. Watch. Oh. Yeah, that's a foul. but it looked like Yurtseven might have fouled with his forearm going into the neck of the Serbian player. Anyway, Baberovic scores down low. Lead goes back to 9. Baberovic now with 16. Dangubic, Dobric, Davidovic, Avramovic, and Mitrovic on the court for Serbia. Avramovic gets in, misses another, but they don't rebound. He's got it on the baseline. Pass to Yurtseven, back to Osmani. And Osmani throws it out of bounds. Trying to get it to Baberovic, thought he was going to be in the corner. Davidovic, oh, look at the pass. Mitrovic is fouled. Great work by Serbia. Slid into him with his body. Mitrovic has been really good at the free throw line. He was 10 of 11 coming into this game in the qualifiers. So he's going to get another opportunity. Mitrovic, he's actually 1 of 2 in this game. Now he's 3 of 4. He had been 1 of 2. Oh, Hazard. Yep. Contact with Dangubic. So that was on Dangubic. He now has 3 fouls. Soon he'll be going out. Plays for the Dubai Basketball Club like Avramovic. And Hazard, remember, he made the crucial free throws to ice the game the other night, but he did miss several during the game. Wow, misses both. Avramovic, both teams not on the same page with some of their passes right now. Hazard bounce pass. Shanley got it. He's a scorer. He's got a nice touch. Lead back to 7. Avramovic for 3. Finally got one to go. It's back to a 4-point game. 9 for Abramovich. Osmani left open. He's got it. Now Miljanovic with Osman on his back. Davidovic open from the wing, and he's got it. It's become a 3-point shooting contest. And moving screen on Osmani. Osmani has to go out. Abramovich just does so many things to impact the game. Crowd getting noisy, trying to get behind Türkiye. Oh, pump fake. And free throws coming for Tanaskovic. Two fouls on Paverovic, and Serbia just feels like they're going to catch up with Türkiye eventually. They've got it down to 3. And good job by number 24 making both. Berk Erlu in the game. Tough for him having to go up against Abramovich. Paverovic gets open. Excellent work. 18 for Paverovic, who's got that look of, if we need a bucket, I'm going to get it. Now Miljanovic takes it all the way in. And it's fouled by Shanley. Plays with Crvena Zvezda. Well, rare miss at the line for Serbia. Miljanovic makes 1 of 2. It's a 3-point game. Miljanovic switches on to Erlu. Now Paverovic guarded by Abramovich, trying to cool him down. Erlu gets it to Shanley for 3. Got it! Well, some of these Turkish players are showing some really good concentration, strong mentality when they get these open jumpers, knocking them down. But you can say the same thing for Serbia. Abramovich drives in high off the glass, not this time. Cedi Osman, and they thought they were going to call the foul. They did not, and that's when trying to get that 3 free throws with that play doesn't work. Let that be a lesson. Cedi Osman saying he got fouled. It's kind of an embarrassing moment for him. Look at that. Well, you could certainly argue that it was a foul. I mean, maybe he didn't touch him much. He might have grazed him. But the mere fact that he reached in the way that he did, I think Dobers just went up and said, I fouled you. I'm sorry about that. And now Vramovic goes to the stripe, takes his time. Well, nothing has been decided, that's for sure. Vramovic goes out. He's got 11. Berevic, low dribble, drives in, and this time does lose control of it. And now Serbia run. Miljanovic early gets down the court and affects the shot incredibly, but Markovic gets it back and then misses. And I can't believe Türkiye have escaped. Cedi Osman, the game gets frenetic. Wow. One minute, it looks like the visitors are about to get a huge bucket. And then Cedi Osman, with so much talent, keeps his balance despite the contact. And look at the reaction from the crowd. Certainly among the pantheon of greats of Turkish basketball history. Cedi Osman, timeout, 3:15 remaining in this third quarter. Well, you saw that a bench technical has been called on Serbia, so a free throw coming for Türkiye. And could end up being a 4-point trip down the floor. Berevic at the line. And does indeed make it. And now Cedi Osman will take his free throw to try to complete the three-point play. And he does sink it. Hazard back in. Cedi's going to sit down. Oh, and the steal from Hazard. He's going to go up for the dunk. No, he lays it up, and he's fouled by Miljanovic. And it's one thing you have to take account of is Hazard. Much like Vramovic, he will pick your pocket, and he has. Look at this. He saw the pass coming. And Miljanovic, desperately trying to catch up, fouls him. And this time he does make the free throw, and the lead grows to 11. Hazard trying to stay all over Miljanovic. Miljanovic drives in deep, gets it to Markovic. Tanaskovic with a great rebound, brings it back out. Great defense from Hazard, and he saves it in bounds. No, he doesn't save it, but he's all over the place. His foot was on the line. And this is why you don't take him out of the lineup, even if he has his issues at the free throw line right now. It's all the other aspects of his game that he brings to the court, but a great opportunity taken by Serbia with Lakic. And it almost felt like it was a must make. Now Serbia must knuckle down on defense. Can they get a stop and go down and pick up on the comeback trail? They're down 9. Bitim. Right at the stripe, look at that. On your at Bitim, and if you're Ampievich, you're like, gosh, we got so many guys we got to worry about here. Now Miljanovic misses, and Hazard has it on the break. Loses the dribble, Miljanovic takes it away. Great hustle back by the guard. Markovic, they pass it around, Miljanovic lays it off, Markovic gets it to go. Shanley open. He saw Bitim in the corner of his eye, wide open for the three, but Shanley said, I feel good about this. And the lead again is 11. Dobrits for 3. Shanley with the rebound. Big minutes from Sertat Shanley. Out he goes, Bitim, he gets his 3 this time, but misses. Miljanovic gets swatted out of bounds by Cyber. Well, one thing we know about Miljanovic, he is not afraid of anybody. Vramovic back in, puts it up from deep. Great rebound. Tanaskovic can't get it to go, and it's going to be Turkish basketball. So coach is challenged by Serbia. They want possession. This will be the angle that'll show it. It's going to be Turkish basketball, I'm afraid. This challenge will be lost. So indeed, the call does not change. Serbia figured out a way to get back in this game, but now they're down. And once again, have to go back to the drawing board. And this guy really caused some damage. Seamus Hazır. Cyber comes up, sets the pick, and he gets in. Look at that. Hazır flies in, takes the lead to 13 points. (76-63). Türkiye on top of Serbia. Hazır now with 11 points. Turkey with 7 threes, Serbia with 5. Much better percentage for Turkey as well. Also 5 more makes inside the arc. Serbia's done well at the free throw line. Still 10 minutes to go. Anything can happen. So part of what Hazır's done tonight is hit jump shots. He's also assisted. That's a bad bucket to give away by Serbia on the inbounds. It's important to have players coming off the bench that can provide points and big minutes, and certainly Shanley has done that. Avramovic is always going to be a factor. He has 11 points. And Osmani impacts the game as well in so many ways. Not having a huge scoring game tonight, but this is the guy that's been the real star. Beberovic in this. And again, Shanley coming out and could have passed that, but this was the one that really hurt Serbia. He scores after the steal, makes the free throw, and then you get the technical. Scan in the QR code to get courtside 1891. The app, or you can log in via the web to watch live streams and extended highlights of FIBA competitions. So there's Simi Erden talking about center of your screen, talking about some of the great bigs. Also had a spell in the NBA. And the ball knocked away. Serbia do not start well. Ball goes off of, I believe, Mitrovic's hands. It was indeed. And now the question is, can Türkiye deliver the knockout punch? Shot clock about to expire. Hazır drives in, gets it up with the left hand. How good is he? The guards for both teams getting it done, driving to the basket. 13 for Seamus Hazır. In the first half, it was Yurtseven and Beberovic, and now others are stepping up in the second half for the 12 Giant men. Okay, we're back underway after the timeout by Serbia, who now trail by 15 points with under 9.5 minutes remaining. The crowd boos. And a foul called on Türkiye. See Serbia there. You see his tattoo on his left shoulder. That's his father, who also played for Türkiye's national team. And Mitrovic slow to get up. Ömer Cyber played at the 1993 European Championship for men. Averaged 7.7 points per game. Here is a long three-pointer, no good. Serbia get it back. And Lakic, his pass goes off of Türkiye. Serbia's got to raise that intensity. Here's Avramovic, he misses. But Mitrovic again, doesn't want to go back up. You get it blocked. Wants to go back out for a three, possibly. No, it's going to loop it over to Davidovic. Nice play. Just the patience and the understanding of the cut to the basket from Davidovic. Baberovic puts it up from downtown. Now Avramovic. Can Serbia come back? Dangubic. He makes it. Well, they've shaved 4 points off the deficit pretty quickly here. It's back to an 11-point game. Dangubic hounding Baberovic. Doesn't want to give him any space. Shot clock about to expire. Shanley's got to put up a desperation. Goes off the rim. Great rebound by Hazar. Türkiye need to do a little bit better. Oh, Baberovic has to be careful. Might have got away with a push-off. He gets it up, and they're settling for those threes right now, and they're fortunate to get some rebounds. Here's Cyber. And suddenly the offense for Türkiye looks like it needs a little tune-up. Avramovic has it knocked away, gets it back. And great defense from Hazar, is morphing into the most valuable player in this game. And what's fascinating about Hazar is, remember, he had those struggles at the free throw line, but he made the crucial ones at the end of game one. And now he is wreaking havoc with his defense. Look at this. He plays for a reason, folks. 4 steals for Seamus Hazar. And that is a game high by a country mile. Foul on Avramovic. I'm always surprised they take him out, but I'm not going to question Ataman. Chetty comes back into the game, as does Erlu. And Chetty drives in and goes down. Slow to get up. Mitrovic is going to help him. Maybe fortunate to get to the free throw line. I'm not saying too much what Mitrovic did wrong there. 4 fouls. But you know what? Sometimes you get the call, sometimes you don't. Remember when Osman took that 3 thinking they were going to blow the whistle and they didn't blow it. Look at that sea of red. That is quite a picture, isn't it? Behind the basket. Well, there's definitely no shortage of refreshments over there on that Turkish bench. Osman takes his time, makes the second. The lead is 12. Tangubic whips it down low. Mitrovic. And 2 free throws. I think the foul on Cyber. No, it's on Yurtseven. Yeah, that's a foul. Anytime you know, if you just stay straight up, they're not going to blow the whistle. Got to call it the same way at both ends. Mitrovic at the stripe makes the first. Mitrovic has done an amazing job battling back from serious injuries in his career. Now it's a 10-point game. Here 7 falls down, gets back up. Oh, and Bittem loses it, driving to the basket. Türkiye have not been as efficient on offense with the big lead here. Great hands by Avramovic. I don't think that's ever going to work if Avramovic is close by trying to drive by him. He is going to get his hands on the ball every time. And coming in from the weak side. And very close. They knocked it off the rim, but goal interference is the call. Tangubic with the bucket. So he is going to challenge. And they will have a look at this. But again, folks, I mean, the coach has every right to be frustrated, to have to use a challenge, but that's why he's got the challenge. So he can use it if he thinks he sees something wrong. And the question is, when do you use your challenge? And Adam, it looks like he's maybe saved it for the right time here. Oh, so the momentum was carrying it back in, and the ball is already on the way down inside, I think. This will be interesting, but you know what? When they slow it down, the referees will make the right decision here. Yep, that's what I thought. I think it was a good attempt to block it, to get it off the rim by Jetty. So timeout on the court. Can the 12 giant man close this out? Well, there is a long way to go. Points off turnovers, biggest lead 16. Cedi Osman's been in so many big games. This is just another one. But whenever you're playing him, it always seems like the biggest game. Osmani gets it. And quite possibly the directive is get it inside, because that's what they've done. And Davidovic does a good job getting the stop. And here comes Serbia once again. Davidovic thought about going all the way. Does not. And the ball grazes the net. Well, coming up on winning time. Oh, look at Hauser. Goodness me. 15 for Seamus Hauser. Abramovich drives in and lays it up. Third for Alexa. Baberovich gets it to Osmani, hands it off to Jetty. Jetty Osman. Gets it up from three-point range. He's fouled and he makes it. And this time they do call it. And he gets the seal of approval from Hedo Turkoglu, a man that knows a little bit about hitting big shots. Look at that. Olimpijevich knows that giving up a 4-point play at this time of the game is not going to help his team's chances. Of course, he has to make the shot. And he does make the free throw. That's why he's earned the money in his career. He is a talent, Jetty Osman. And a foul in the lane. Davidovich, meter behind the arc, drives. Well, that was probably the smart play rather than rushing up a, you still got 4 minutes to go. Sublime finish by Davidovich. Now Baberovich doesn't wait around. Well, the question is, does he take it too early? Now Abramovich, and he does an Osmond, and they do call the foul. Wow. So 3 free throws coming for Alexa Abramovich. And let's have a look. Well, Hauser stepped in front of him. He got into the shooting motion. And the referee decided 3 free throws. What is Olimpijevich? Are they want a technical call on Turkey's bench? Well, they called the technical on him. So they said, oh no, they're not giving him the shot now. They've ruled it out. That's what it was. Oh, what a brutal sequence. No wonder he was upset. So initially they were giving him the free throws, and then they huddled and decided not to. And that is a dagger of a decision, because Baberovich goes down and hits the baseline jumper with 3:35 remaining. I mean, even if they do give it to him, it doesn't change the fact that Serbia were down 10 points. But it is kind of like a knife wound if you think you've got 3 free throws coming and then the referees decide to change their mind or to huddle up and decide it wasn't. So they're just doing the best they can. We talked about how these teams have played some amazing games over the years. In 2010, when they played in that semifinal, as you look at the fast break point numbers, Ersan İlyasova played with Turkey. Ömer Nan, Haider Turkoglu, Sinan Güler, Semih Erden, Ömer Aşık, Kerem Tunçeri, who obviously had that big bucket at the end of the game, somewhat controversially, Kerem Gonlum. Serbia had some pretty good players too. Milos Teodosic, Nemanja Bjelica, Veličković. So it doesn't matter when they play, there's always great players. Oh, look at it. They get it to Dobric for three. What concentration he's got. He is big time. Back to a 9-point game. Oh, and a little bit out of control. I think it's, and a blocking foul. I don't think this is going to make Serbia happy either. Watch this. Oh. Ooh, very tough call. Davidovic. So that's 4 fouls now on Serbia. Oh, and he slips, and Osmani drives in and banks it, and he's fouled. Well, bounce pass. Davidovic playing his heart out. Hits the moisture. And listen, there is no question that 2 tough calls have gone against Serbia here late, but these things even out over the course of the game. That's what I've always felt like. And if it's not so much over the course of the game, it's over the course of the season. But there's no doubt that's gone from being a turnover to a 3-point play. And you just have to fight through the adversity if you're Serbia and hope that you get the call the next time. Avramovic goes off 1 foot, gets it back to Ristic. Avramovic for 3, got it. There's something about trailing and being desperate and needing a bucket that sharpens that concentration even more. And Avramovic almost baiting Seamus Hauser there, hoping that he'd retaliate. Cedi Osman hands it off, and there's the big foul. This time he misses, but he's fouled. With 2:20 remaining. Well, this thing is not over, folks. Don't go anywhere, but it's 4 fouls on Dangubic. He's the first player with 4 fouls. And he misses the free throw. So Yurtseven misses his first free throw of the game. He was 4-4 before that. And does make the second. And Bosnia and Herzegovina well up on Switzerland. Oh, and the ball stolen by Biberovic. That was telegraphed. And the chance are for Türkiye. Biberovic from the wing. But they're able to use all 24 seconds on the shot clock. So in a way, it was a victory. Ristic, however, scores easily. And it's back to an 8-point game. Just puts a little bit more pressure on Türkiye to get a bucket here. Jetty dribbles left. Back. Osmani for three. Got it! And that felt like a dagger. Here's Dobrits. And gets in and scores and has a chance for a three-point play. Just does not get enough credit for being as good as he is. How in the world? He goes up off the right foot despite being guarded by the tallest guy on the court, gets past him, takes the bump and scores. And as a neutral, you have to say, wow, it can't get any better than this. 94-85, 58.3 seconds to go. And of course, if you're Turkish, you're enjoying this more than the Serbian fans right now, but keep saying, while there's time on the clock, Serbia have a chance. It's an 8-point game. Seamus Hazer. And again, Türkiye taking time, valuable seconds off. Hazer for three. And here comes Serbia. They got to go quickly. And they get the wide open three for Dobrits. Ristic, another 3 and 10 from Dangubic. And it looks like Türkiye going to ride out the storm. The final seconds ticking off the clock. And Lipjevic is going to go meet at midcourt and shake Ergin Ataman's hand. And it was that sequence in the second half when Seamus Hazer got the big steal, went in, got the three-point play. And Serbia swept in this window by Türkiye. A battling effort by the Blues. But Türkiye march into the second round. They win at 94-86. Well, look at the numbers. And having missed out on the last FIBA Basketball World Cup, Türkiye are on track to make it to Qatar in 2027. Biberovic finished with a game-high 21. Yurtseven had 17, and Hazer 15. That's my MVP, Hazer. He just was the guy that was Johnny on the spot when the game was at its most difficult. Avramovic had 16. Dobrits 14. Gosh, it feels like he had more than that. So this result also keeps Switzerland's slim hopes alive of advancing, because they're 0-4. And I fully expect Serbia to move on, but this makes it harder for them because, remember, results carry over into the second round. So even if, as expected, Serbia will advance, they will have one less win. In fact, they'll have two less wins from this window. And it also really sets things up nicely for that next meeting they have with Bosnia and Herzegovina. So here was Hazard, who just elevated his game. We saw it at times during the Eurobasket, and obviously he does it as a pro, and he has for a long time. But to do it in a game like this, in front of this crowd, against this national team from Serbia, and when he did it, is just further evidence of how good Seamus Hazard is. But it was a team effort. And the challenge for Serbia would be to move on from this one, put it behind them, and come out and get ready to win their next games. And remember, the teams from Group C will cross with the teams from Group D, which is Italy, Lithuania, and Iceland, and Great Britain. So you can pretty much be guaranteed there's going to be some tough games, but I can't imagine them facing anybody in that second round, Serbia, that's going to be tougher than this Turkish team right now, the way they're playing. Italy can certainly beat a lot of good teams, but this Turkish team right now, the way they're coming together, it's looking good. And they'll also add Schengen to the mix. Osmani drilling it. And again, we'll look at the standings here in Istanbul. Group C now has Turkey up at the top at 4-0. Serbia and Bosnia and Herzegovina follow at both 2-2, and Switzerland now 0-4 because they lost 91-60 tonight to Bosnia and Herzegovina. So, having missed out in 2023, Turkey starting to think about big things with the FIBA Basketball World Cup coming up next year.